Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships, and today I'm actually taking an official look at the Tier 9 coal ship Georgia, even though I've kind of technically shown it off, but I feared I might as well show kind of a better battle. As I have or will point out, I'm actually joined with a couple of div mates of mine. We have Dread in the Fletcher and Requin in the Tashkent. And we are in a essentially tier 9 battle, which is always fantastic. Now, I am running a near full secondary build. The Georgia has 10 127mm guns on 5 on each side. So you can benefit from BFT and AFT. The only thing I'm missing on this captain is AFT, so I don't have the extended range. So the current range is 9.4 kilometers, which is still pretty decent, but you can obviously buff that extended range a little bit more, make it a little bit more easier to get your secondaries off. Do manage a hit on that Fletcher, do knock off about 4,000. I'm always for those battleships who actually shoot at destroyers, because destroyers generally don't expect to be shot at by battleships, because obviously battleships have a very long reload rate. Georgia does have 26-second reload time on its 8 guns, on its 6 guns, sorry. On its 6 guns, it takes 26 seconds. They are extremely accurate. They do have a 20-kilometer range, and they hit extremely hard. 457 is the size of the caliber. Fortunately, we lost Requin there, and I am actually being hyper aggressive. Georgia can, and not always to the benefit of the actual ship, it is quite easily can be an aggressive ship. You have the speed. With the speed boost, you can get up to about 40 knots. Without the speed boost, it's about 36 knots. So it's a very fast battleship in general, but with that speed boost, it can get you out of trouble and into trouble relatively quickly. Now, I am being careful because obviously there's a Mogador, there's a Fletcher still around, and obviously you want to be a little bit careful with dealing with destroyers. The issue with the Georgia is its health is kind of crap. It's only 74,100 points of health, which is not particularly impressive, considering that a few of the other tier 9s, it has obviously a bit more health. Now, compared to that Alsace, I don't know, is actually fully upgraded, has 69,000. So it does have a little bit more health than compared to other tier 9s battleships, but it's still a little fragile. It has very weak sides as normal. A lot of battleships have very weak sides, but the Georgia, if you get in the wrong position, you are going to get focused down relatively quickly. So you do have to be aware of your situation, because once again, speed boost can get you in and out of trouble. Its AA is decent, is actually pretty good. It's a USN battleship. A lot of USN battleships have really good AA. But probably what it's most known for is its accuracy and its guns. Granted, the issue a lot of people have, I guess, is the fact that you only have 2 guns per turret. But they are accurate, and they do hit really hard, so you can very much use that to your benefit at all times. Hoping to get that Seattle, get rid of him at least. Being once again aggressive, this is something you definitely can do with the Georgia. Be aggressive, put pressure on enemy players, kind of lead the charge. Of course, you don't want to show a lot of broadside, because I did get chunked there for about 10,000 points of damage, but you do have at least a few heals, so you can at least ensure that you survive a little bit longer. Unfortunately for this Vladivostok, way too close. Double sit there, 34,000, leave him almost with only a few hundred points of health. And this is why I say you can be the spearhead for pushes, because you're very accurate, you have those secondaries. which hit pretty hard because they are 127 millimeter caliber shells. So they do hit pretty hard. You just got to be careful not to overdo it, essentially. Now, I'm being cautious because there's actually a Georgia just to my right, and I'm wanting to ensure that I keep an island between myself and him, because he also has very large guns, and he probably wants to get my broadside. So, fortunately for us, we do have to keep pushing forward. We do get a close quarter expert on that Seattle. That's actually our very first kill of the game. Focusing this Alsace, which I think the Alsace, it has issues with its much smaller caliber shells. Still running the oh good lord, now I'm not gonna be able to tell the size. It's the same size as Tirpitz and Bismarck caliber. And considering a lot of battleships have made it up to 406s at tier 9, it's very much outclassed. Its only benefit is its speed, its secondaries, and, well, it's not its armor, because we got a Citadel, and that is our second kill of the game. And you can kind of see what just this pushing can do. It can really disrupt the team, force them back, allows your friendly team to hopefully push forward. And for whatever reason, this is a little side note, is players still go on the 9-10 line. We have an Isamo and a Sasio on the 9-10 line right now. And there's no reason to be over there, but players still decide to go over there. Sorry, I really had to get that out of my system, because it is aggravating when you play on North. Players go on the 9-10 line, and they really don't do much to assist the team. Yes, sometimes you'll catch enemy players on the 9-10 line, but it's only if they are stupid enough to go over there. Get a Citadel on the Iowa. We currently are being focused down. Our gun does get knocked out, which can be a little bit damning, because that is obviously a third of your firepower, and especially when you're bow in, as such as I am, that's half your firepower. Iowa still showing a lot of broadside, and once again, these guns are very, very accurate. Fortunately, we get an overpin, but we do earn Confederate, and we're currently sitting at 154,000 points of damage. Now, as always, any battleship can go down if it is focused. Now, we do know the Kitakaze is currently over there, so I was hoping to use this little gap here to kind of negate any possibility of torpedo drops, because obviously the Kitakaze is probably going to be dropping torpedoes, but unfortunately we don't make the turn. Does look like Dread does manage the kill on the Kitakaze with torps, which has relieved at least some pressure. And I guess fortunately for us, and once again, the Georgia is a very fast battleship, even while reversing. It really can get you out of situations. Fortunately for us, the Kitakaze drops torps towards where we were, and we were able to get out of that. So that actually kind of worked for our benefit. Mountain indicator. Yeah, right there. I have issues with the mountain indicator sometimes. It shows that it's no longer going to be deflected if you shoot, but as you saw, I lost 3 shots out of my 4 that I did fire, and unfortunately not able to finish off this Iowa as much as I would like to. And this Iowa is just having such a tough time. Can we actually snipe this kill? No. Fortunately not. Enemy team is going down pretty quickly. All they have left is a Rune and Alaska. Let's see if we can finish off this Rune at least. And one good thing, obviously, with Tier 9 battleships is that they're fast. I'm really harping on the fact that the Georgia is fast. It really does help, especially if you need to reposition. I would very much like to connect with the fact that these ships are very similar to the French battleships. French battleships are known for their high speeds, their high maneuverability. So definitely play it like that is probably the best way to really say it. Play it like a Republic, honestly, if you have the Republic. I know that's a huge difference between the Georgia and the Republic. But anyway, that's actually going to be it for this video. Not going to get the kill on the last guy, I believe, even though we do have a Sparta plane, which I never actually did mention. We do have a Sparta plane, but we do earn a victory. So in the end, you can see we did 168,988 points of damage, 2 kills, 5 citadels, 121 secondary hits with Confederate and close quarter expert. Top of the team with base XP of 1,808, with most of our damage mostly against battleships. With this much larger shells, very much is better suited towards battleships. Not saying it can't shoot towards cruisers, but you generally get a lot of overpen, especially against light cruisers. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijen.